The most difficult part about learning a human flag is learning how to enter a human flag. It is my opinion that the best method and the method that will progress you the fastest is learning how to lower into a human flag from the inverted human flag handstand. Not only is it great for strength because it basically builds up the strength requirements of a partial one-arm pull-up and a partial one-arm handstand, particularly the scapula strength to keep that shoulder pressed out of the socket at all times and keep that scapula as elevated as possible. But it will also allow you to change shapes and body angles and have infinite progressions as your strength increases and you learn how to lower into a full human flag. I think the inverted human flag is valuable and a much better method than this, what I see all over the internet, this banana body line pull into a human flag. While that's great, and I would definitely recommend it at some point, the issue is that your hips never get truly in line with your shoulders like you see here, and you will never learn how to flow. So this little shape shift you see me doing here, I would say requires the exact same amount of strength as just pulling up with a banana bend. So why not get more from it and learn how to flow? So to enter the human flag, this is how I'm going to kick in. I'm going to swing the leg and I'm always going to be looking up. My bottom arm is going to be locked and pressed as hard out of the socket as possible, and then I'm going to pull myself up with the upper arm and drive my hips to my upper elbow. That's essentially how I'm going to do it. But always look to the sky because your feet are going to go where your face is looking. Now to walk up, I use my inner leg first, then outer leg, then I step my inner leg around the back of my leg and hook the top of my foot up onto the bar. From there, I'm just going to pull with the top arm and drive my hips to the elbow. Again, always pressing my bottom scapula out, pressing that shoulder out as hard as possible. Think of it as a one-arm handstand. Keep hard scapula elevation throughout. Now here I'm just slowly entering in with a proper shape. Notice my hips are in line with my shoulders. I'm always striving to enter with my hips in line with my shoulders and having that perfectly straight back line. Use shapes to your advantage. If you're not that flexible, just use a frog position. Bring your feet together. It's pretty easy. Now here I'm doing advanced variations of the same thing you just saw. So essentially I'm doing no different. I'm just entering a human flag with a straddle position with my hips in line with my shoulders. But now I'm going to make these into helicopters. So I'm rotating my body, I'm rotating my legs, I'm working on my grace and control as I pull my chest and my body up against the ladder. This is incredibly difficult on the wrists and the scapula. So this is a much more advanced application. And now that I'm going into the most advanced thing in this video, now you're going to see me pulling my way up into a flag because again, I think it's extremely advanced. Notice how I'm loading my scapula and making sure my bottom arm is locked out and pressed out of the shoulder at all times. Pulling your way up into a flag is extremely advanced. Learn this later on once you know how to control a flag. No, I'm doing this now as a very advanced entry. Don't try to sprint before you learn how to crawl. Learn to lower into the human flag. Learn to control your body. Learn to change shapes. The human flag is the push-pull balance that unites all calisthenics.